If you're watching this video, there is a good chance that you've probably seen my other content. Whether it's my dad shaving my head, book, BFGI seasons 1, 2, and 3, my new series, The Power of Winter, or some other silly stuff. Whatever brought you here, my camp, or my show, I'm sure a few of you guys have come up with conspiracies about my fictional videos. So I'm gonna break them down from least obscure to most obscure using this iceberg. Before we start, I'd like to give a shout out to Spartan Dash for making the BFDI iceberg and it being my inspiration. Sorry Wolfsteinium, you actually weren't my inspiration. But for the rest of you, subscribe to both of them. They're pretty good. Oh yeah, one more thing. I never did an iceberg before, so I'm sorry if I mix up to how obscure and unobscure the theories are. Each theory will be made anonymous for privacy reasons. I did my best, and I hope you enjoy the video for what it is. With all that out of the way, let's venture down the JTRP ice cube and see how deep it can get, starting with the surface level. Recovery centers. Recovery was very confusing while I was lazing around with the plot of BFGI. Later on, I decided that recovery is only possible during challenges, and the characters couldn't come back if they die outside of the show. Could that also mean it works that way in T-Pow? I won't spoil it, but the outlook is very good, so you can be positive it will happen in T-Pow. Cheese-Stick becomes an antagonist. This theory is basically where Cheese-Stick will team up with the villains in BFGI and try to ruin BFGI/Pi history. Because he wants revenge for getting eliminated, many people think that Bouncy Ball would come back and have a little revenge as well. Many theorists don't think he is dead. They also predict that Paperclip will try to stop Cheese-Stick and get over his anger somehow. Some new contestants, some nice, some evil, will also be in. Some of the contestants will group up and try to see what they are up to and try to stop it. Something like that would have happened at the end of Pi, but I like to keep things to myself. But I did release the storyboard of Cheese-Stick's death scene, so it might give you a slight glimpse of what the end would have been like. Lego and Lego Mug are cousins. Good theory that makes sense, but is false. They're both not related whatsoever. I am planning an update video on this duo in the future though. BFGI/Pi, Book, and T-Pow are in the same universe. This is definitely a theory that this is definitely a theory that I told some of you about, some I claimed was true, and I approved the theory, but I'm not going to reveal anything about these mysteries in the next theories because the uncertainty makes it fun, and besides, most things are up to viewers' personal interpretation anyway. Battery is a lesbian. Another approved theory. It is said that Battery is homosexual and part of the LGBTQ community. The reason why people believe this is because in the T-Pow character biography, it says in Battery's Did You Know that Battery is dating Remo in BFB. Josh will share everyone in Book, BFGI/Pi, and T-Pow who are part of the LGBTQ community sometime in the future. Probably Pride Month. Hardy has a crush on Domino. A theorist claims that Hardy has a crush on Domino because Hardy once said, "I love dominoes." Though it may be true, I think we'll need more evidence to actually prove that it's true. Josh's religion. Josh has serious issues on his religion, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There are many moments where he wants to stay in the religion, but other times he feels against the church. Many people say it's one of the most disturbing things about Josh. Portal gun is evil. What happened to iPad after his elimination? Well, according to a friend of mine, the answer takes us to Portal Gun's origin story. The story begins with iPad went into Discord and challenged High Heel to do the dare we all know. Ew. And then he went back. He went and got a dark crystal that corrupted Bouncy Ball to keep his evil plan going. So BFGI happens, and iPad could be the one who got Portal Gun to compete in book. So does that mean Portal Gun is evil? After creating Portal Gun, iPad bullied PG until she was grown up. So maybe we could assume that PG was faking being dumb to get everybody's trust, because she could be working with iPad. It maybe caused somebody's death. It doesn't reveal who dies and what happens next, but it's interesting to think about this. Book takes place after BFGI/Pi ended. No, it actually doesn't. No, the JTRP Cinematic Universe timeline is a lot bigger than that. There was actually another BFGI that stood for something else. That took place before the BFGI that was out in public and before that book. If you want to know more, it will be discussed in the Iceberg later. Lemony is Tails' doll. This is a theory about a book contestant named Lemony who is Tails' doll in reality. I didn't know if the theorists meant that Lemony was a stuffed toy given to Tails, or it was the creepy pasta. Because I don't know, I can't say any more about this. It also isn't really a theory, it's more of a confirmation. It's nice though, so it's still in the video. Oh. Teapot versus T-Pow. If you watch T-Pow, you probably watch Teapot. It isn't a war of which show is better, it's basically a comparison. Hopefully the show will be almost as popular as Object Cringe, but I may be wrong. Teapot is 10,000 times more views than me, so Shampoo's past life. Sorry. The theory focuses on how Shampoo isn't mean, he just had a rough childhood. There will be more about him in the future, and he does have a rough backstory, but I don't think now is the right time to share. Pepsi at book and BFGI/Pi. This theory states that Pepsi and in book and BFGI/Pi are different people, because the theorist supports book coming after BFGI/Pi, and Pepsi dies in a car accident. They think there's two separate contestants. However, like I said before, book takes place before BFGI/Pi, so Pepsi is the same person, both in book and BFGI/Pi. Josh is Illuminati. Heads up, this is a joke theory, but I decided included it because of the effort of calculating Illuminati and I's similarities, which is a statement that Josh has over 300 subscribers, sorry, and 300 is the Illuminati number, so Illuminati confirmed, I guess. Pi. Even though the elimination order and ending has been released, there are some stuff unknown about Pi, like, how does Bailey debut? Which character development could we have seen? And many more head scratchers. BFGI movie. The BFGI movie, Mug on Mars, is an unfinished feature-length film that has unfortunately been scrapped due to being inactive on YouTube. And how long it would have taken to complete the movie. I am thinking of sharing the unfinished scripts with you guys someday. Book 6 characters. Some people are curious on why Josh let people make their own characters in Book 6 signups. I don't know, but Book 6 is cancelled, so I want people to move on with their lives and stop asking me to reboot Book. The actual winner of Book 6 was Avocado. No. Why others joined Josh in his adventures? There are many reasons why. Most people came from Book, while the others enjoyed BFGI, but the real reason is from people I knew in person. They subscribed because of my famous and infamous Cinnamon Challenge. Peepow original voice actors. I originally casted some voice actors, but then I realized I didn't know how to add people's voices, so I voiced everyone for 2 episodes. I then decided to recast some people's, and I recorded the full audio on my phone and combined it with the animation. The audio isn't perfect and it's hard to hear at times, but it's the best we have for now. There will be an original cast list out soon. So stay tuned for that. BFTGM and the other unreleased shows. After voting in BFDI, I decided to create my own object shows. They were later lost in time. The most notable show before BFGI was Battle for the Gold Mansion. I also planned an unfinished movie for the show. I also still have storyboards lying around in my room, and I could gladly show you guys if you want me to. The subscriber war between Paul and Josh. Me and Super Paula Palette Gamer realized that we were fighting for more subscribers than the other. It's a joke competition, but it's fun to watch our battle. The BFGI contestants are imaginary. The BFGI contestants are imaginary. This is the theory that the BFGI contestants all died and the host is imagining them just to feel better. It is a dark and twisted theory. Nothing else to say about this. The book contestants are responsible for the BFGI deaths. Another twisted theory, and another one that I don't have much to say about it. But it is because it's pretty self-explanatory. Object organ contradictions. I think this should be included in every object show, Iceberg. I think it doesn't need to be explained in Object Chair, however, because it already has been covered up. But other shows argued about objects having organs like brains and that they bleed, but some objects like eraser don't have that ability. What does this mean? And how could an ice cream cone have breast cancer? It has been a very long, big mystery ever since Big BFDI. For the object shows I have, all I can say is that the object's biology was so confusing, only geniuses could figure it all out. The Google Meets. In almost every weekend, Josh posts links to the same Google Meet code, GWKTWZPENF. In the meets, people just talk about stuff. It's basically Josh the Red Pen's Discord server because he isn't good at using the app. Josh would also give announcements and confirmations that remain private for the most part. Sometimes Josh plays movies for the whole Google Meet server to watch. So next time a Google Meet movie is announced, be sure to bring popcorn. Nintendo Switch is dreaming. This twisted theory is that Nintendo Switch is just having a dream. When the final season happens, he wakes up to a knock on the door for McDonald's fries, and basically the whole show repeats itself to the finale. It reminds me of Bendy and the Ink Machine, where the ending is back to the beginning of the game. I think it's a very twisted theory, but it doesn't have a lot of proof, so I'm guessing it's a joke theory. Switch and Switchy. They were both co-hosts of Nintendo Switch at BFGI Season 2, but in BFGI 2.16, it turns out that they don't exist. The co-hosts claimed that it was a tragic accident. It was never revealed what happened, but some speculate they died in a car crash or something like that, but it was never revealed. I'm sure never will. The first BFGI ending. Recently, on March 24th, 2021, Josh depicted a screenshot of some kind of BFB Roblox game. It showed Latte, who was a BFB RC created by Nova the Person. a pink rectangle, presumably Eraser, and Winner, all looking out into the distance. The only clue of the story Josh was trying to tell was in the title, First BFGI's Final Scene, before the events of Book, BFGI/Pi, and T-Pow, which means that there is certainly a BFGI before the BFGI Pi we know today. This could also lead to believe this is Winner from T-Pow's origins, Book's first host. In Book 1's sign-up video, the ending shows the original host, Book. There are many mysteries about him. It is revealed that he is afraid of being read by contestants that show the winners. So Josh took his place. Book hid in a cave, and at the end of Book 2's finale, here's Flea telling Josh he found Book and is safe. Even though he says it's in someone else's home, it's now confirmed that it's Bouncy Ball's. Well, before Bouncy Ball was evil. I could talk more about Bouncy Ball and what happened to him, but Pi 3 could explain it all. The first BFGI. Again, there was a BFGI before BFGI/Pi that was on YouTube. The first BFGI was different. Josh once said that there was Bouncy Ball competed and won and then killed the contestants and hosts, but it is no longer canon. The show Bouncy Ball competed was actually Object Awesome, another release show by Josh Threadpen. The original BFGI would have had Latte, Eraser, and Winner. It is to be determined on if they were contestants or not. Wow, that was a lot to be uncovered. But that was the JTRP Iceberg. I hope you enjoyed it. The music playlist I used is in the description. If you want to take a listen and learn about each of the songs. Anyway, you're awesome, so stay awesome. We'll see you next time.